Hey guys, Clinton Sistrunk, Colorado Mortgage Team. Okay, today I want to talk to you about one of my favorite loan scenarios in the marketplace, and that is purchasing with a gift of equity. Now, it's a little used scenario because a lot of people don't know about it, so we don't see it too often, but we actually do quite a bit of them on the team. They're perfect for a for sale by owner transaction because you're usually buying your parents' or your grandparents' house, and so you don't necessarily need to pay all the agent commissions, and you can save that money in the transaction. Now, let's break down the transaction so you understand all the moving pieces and just see how it might apply for your scenario. So, in today's scenario, we're going to look at purchasing your grandparents' house. Now, let's say that their house is worth $500,000, but they only owe $250,000 on a first mortgage, and they only want to keep about $50,000 of their equity when they walk away from the table. Closing costs on today's transaction are going to be $6,000. Now, if you take their $250,000 first and the $50,000 they want to walk away from the table on, that's $300,000. But the property is worth $500,000, so you've got $200,000 of equity that's being passed on in this transaction. Now, here's how we're going to break down using that equity so that you can get the best loan possible. No money out of pocket, or virtually no money out of pocket. So you're going to have equity passed down that we're not going to use of $117,500. You're going to have equity that gets gifted to the buyer of $76,500. We're going to use that as our 20% down payment on a conventional loan. And then you've got your closing costs that are gifted in $6,000. And we do that by giving them in the form of seller concessions. So let's look at our loan structure. So we're going to set our purchase price on this property at $382,500 on the contract. We're going to ask for $6,000 in seller concessions, and then we're going to have a line item where we just state that the seller is going to give a gift of equity in the amount of $76,500, which is going to cover the 20% down payment on a conventional loan and keep you from having to pay mortgage insurance. We'll give you the best rates and the lowest monthly payment. Now, your new loan amount is going to be $306,000. And so $6,000 of that is going to go to cover the seller concessions that your grandparents are giving you to cover the closing costs, and $300,000 is going to go to the grandparents so that they can pay off their $250,000 first mortgage and then walk away from the table with the $50,000 that they want to net from the sale of the house. Now let's look at how all these numbers break down to add up to that $500,000 value on this property. You've got $250,000 they're using to pay off the first mortgage. You've got $50,000 they're walking away from the table and keeping in their pocket. You've got $6,000 that they're giving you in seller concessions to cover all your closing costs. You have $76,500 in the gift of equity you're using for the down payment, the 20% down payment on that conventional loan, and you've got $117,500 in equity that they are just passing on to you. That all adds up to total the $500,000 on that property's value. So when you look at these gift of equity transactions, you're able to use the equity that you're going to gain by getting a property passed on to you under market value to cover down payment and closing costs and get into that house at a nice low payment where you don't have to take a higher rate with doing down payment assistance, and you get to get in for almost virtually no money out of pocket. Now, if you'd like to know how this loan structure might apply to your specific situation, simply comment below, message me, or reach out, and I'll be happy to break this down for you on your specific transaction and show you how you can take advantage of this unique loan structure to get set up in a better position going forward in home ownership. Hope you have a great day, and I look forward to talking to you soon.